Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
What's up? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. I'm Nick Eatman, and it's time to talk some Cowboys football. This is that time of the year when there's going to be, I think that we counted 4 games in 17-day stretch. The Cowboys started off with a bang, big win against the Raiders Monday night, 33-16. Yes, big win. Yes, because this team needed a win. In so many ways, they needed to play a football game. They played with a lot of heart, a lot of emotion, a lot of guts. Not easy to do what they did the last 10 days and to lose one of their brothers in Marshawn Nealon. The loss that you have there will obviously never be replaced. So you can't just combat that with a win on a football game. But as they've said all week, that they're not going to move on. They're going to move forward. They moved forward Monday night against the Raiders, and they were obviously the better team. They played a complete game. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch their defense. Best game by far that they've played on defense, and so it was fun for them to see. All right, 888-855-2297. Let's go to Chris in Saratoga Springs. He'll start us off.
First off, all I want to say is, how about them Cowboys?
There you go.
I have a few comments about the game, and I have a question for you at the end.
Quick.
My dad, what's that?
Quick. It's Tuesday.
All right.
It's Tuesday. We got to roll.
I got you. My dad called me right after the game, and he called me Mac. He's like, that was one of the most enjoyable games I have watched, and I agree with him 100%. Besides the offense starting with CD and George on the bench, love how shoddy with the accountability on that. Love it. We just absolutely enjoyable game to watch. I've been saying it for years. Games are won in the trenches. That move that Jerry and the Cowboys made to get Williams from the Jets, and we still have 2 first-round picks next year. Unbelievable move. So happy with that. Quinnen made everybody on that defense better, not just the defensive line. He made the linebackers better. He made the safeties better. He made the corners look better. The best players in history of sports always make players around them better. Quinnen last night in that game, that's exactly what he did. So let's keep it going. Just want to give a quick shout-out to my boy Flanoy, another great route and a great TD for him. I watch him all the time. He's one of my favorite players. He's 110% every single play, no matter if it's special teams or on his routes or recovering an almost fumble. He's just unbelievable. My only question to you, if you can answer it, you might know a little bit about it, is Hooker. I saw him come off the field. He looked a little grimacing on the camera. Did he get hurt? Is he okay? What's the status on Hooker?
Yeah. Well, I know I talked to one of the trainers on the plane, and he was just talking about how clean it was for the most part, injury-wise. Also knowing that next week's game against the Eagles is going to be very physical. It always is. And, obviously this gauntlet of teams that were good last year, Eagles, Chiefs, Lions. The Eagles are still really good. They play a lot of close games. The Chiefs, I don't know what they are, and the Lions, they look better than their record. But either way, it's going to be 3 challenging games, and more challenging, you would think, than the Raiders game. I would think Hooker's fine on that, but I don't know, and they still a few hours from the game. All right, let's go to Chris in Colorado Springs.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. We needed that last night. So I've got 3 observations. I'll try to make them pretty quick. One's a down-home Jerry-ism, and that is you tie a bucket on a cow's tail and stick them in the center field, and they'll catch one every now and then. And I think that's what Jerry did with that trade. But anyway, that's observation 1. Observation number 2, this Revel kid is big. I had no idea how big that dude was.
He's huge.
So,
yeah.
That was exciting to see in person. I'm very interested to see how that turns out. And observation number 3, man, this new guy in the middle, it's been a long time, and I haven't missed a game in 40-something years. It's been a long time since we had something like that, and it was reminding me of John Madden. I don't know if you saw when he was a long time ago talking about the confluence of rivers at Three River Stadium, but when I saw him get up and do his happy dance after that sack, that jiggle in his belly, I'm like, that's like the ghost of John Madden and Nate Newton jiggling right in my face, making me happy. So, man, I love that. And I guess my question is, could you talk about a little how you think the transition from Parsons on the end to, like, this guy in the middle, how that changes the overall dynamic of the defense? I think it's going to be a good thing, and that's my reference. Jerry got lucky on that one.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. I don't know about I don't know what he meant there about the lucky part, but it's just you're gonna go inside out or outside in, and that's kind of what when you have them pass rush from the edge, and the NFL is valued. The edge rushers are valued more than the inside rushers, but they're it's not just about inside rush. It's also about stopping the run in the middle and just kind of creating that push. Both sides make each other better, but I have a feeling that the interior defensive lineman is going to make the outside rushers better because when they get to the outside, there's nowhere to step up. We saw that several times with Geno Smith. He couldn't step up anywhere because Osa was there. Quinnen Williams was there. So, Kenny Clark. Sorry, Lauren. I don't want to forget him. He played a great game too. So those three guys were all over the place. It was fun to watch those three get to work. All right, let's go to Brian in Kansas City.
Good morning, Nick.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, so, the thing I noticed was that this game, and Friday I said, I just want to see something better than the 32nd ranked defense. This game, they really, and I know how many new players we brought, between people coming back and new players, and this defense really looked cohesive. And unit cohesion is something that we just haven't had on defense pretty much all year. We've had a few good games, but, not like that. So that was fantastic to see. The offensive line is still not pass blocking well, and that makes me nervous going up against what I think is the best defensive line in the league next week. And then I think there's a legitimate argument now. People saying, do we sign Pickens or do we not sign Pickens? That's a lot of money to two players at the same position. I think there's a legitimate argument now that might we think about keeping him? And if we're only going to keep one. He has been phenomenal. Talking Cowboys put out a stat just earlier that he has had statistically the best of yards and touchdowns. Only 3 Hall of Fame players have ever done what he's done through this point in the year. That's it for me, man. Thank you.
Talking Cowboys had that stat, huh? That's funny. Yeah, he Pickens. You're going to keep Pickens. So I mean, I don't know if there's even a debate anymore about that. I mean, he's not going to play for another team next year. He's going to play for the Cowboys. So that's happening. I mean, nothing official, obviously, on that, but when you trade away a franchise type player and you get a lot of picks in return, it's still hard to see Micah Parsons do what he's doing. So you're not going to see George Pickens, doing all that. He makes CD better, and Pickens is better than he has been before with CD on the other side, and then of course with Dak throwing him the ball. So you're gonna have to figure out how to make it work. All right, let's go to break here on Cowboys Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, when the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back to Cowboys Storyline. I'm Nick Eatman. We're talking Cowboys with a big win over the Las Vegas Raiders. Still sounds weird to say, Las Vegas Raiders. Couple of historic things happened for the first time ever. Playing in Vegas, regular season game in Vegas. Cowboys had not done that yet. And then still seeing, there's so many other stories and the narratives there. And to see a number 0, it just still didn't look right. But sure did feel right to have DeMarvion Overshown out there and making, and I don't know if he made a ton of plays. I mean, just his presence alone was good to see, and he was flying around. He did knock one of the receivers or running backs into the bench area where I'm kind of surprised they didn't throw a flag on him. But, we were talking, the previous callers, just about, playing just team defense. I love the fact that, 8 tackles for loss, and I would imagine that that's the most of any game for the Cowboys this year. I mean, nobody had more than 2. Azaraku had 2. One of them was the safety. But 8 tackles for loss, that's pretty good. 4 sacks, but also just flying around the ball. So playing in the Raiders' backfield, that was really big. All right, let's go to Sebastian in Savannah, Georgia.
Good morning, Mr. Eatman. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes. How are you?
Okay. You know what it is. I'm doing good. It's a happy Victory Tuesday. Let me just say, GP, are you with me? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we in the church. He ain't going nowhere. Listen, I don't care if you got a franchise tag him or you're going to get thrown some money. GP ain't leaving the building at the end of week 17.
No.
At all.
No.
At all. But I want to just give a shout-out to the front office and Jerry Jones especially, because in the past, in the spirit of Vegas, he said he was going all in, and we know that it didn't necessarily pan out that way. I feel like this team is willing to go all in, and in the words of Lester, I believe, from Minnesota, it feels like we're finally going to have that good defense and offensive line at the same time, and I'll hang up and listen. You guys have a great day.
All right. I think the offensive line's the one that's got to kind of bring it forward a little bit better. And they're going to have some challenges, obviously, with the Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Chargers coming up here, Vikings. I mean, these games won't be easy, obviously. But yeah, I mean, having that, winning the trenches is certainly the most important part for this team, and it makes everything else kind of go. It's funny how Deron Bland he's not better at football Monday night than he was against the Cardinals. He's not all of a sudden just a much better player. Malik Hooker, these guys, they're not better. But what I'm saying is the guys up front can make them better. And just like I think Micah made people better, your guys up front can make them better. All of a sudden, James Houston now is back. Oh, welcome back, James Houston. He gets a sack off the edge. Quinnen Williams is going to make this team better. He did Monday night. He'll do the same when he keeps going. And I think he had 1 sack with the Jets in 8 games, 1 sack. And he's had 1.5 in like a half with the Cowboys. Change of scenery can help everybody. All right, Josh in Chicago. Josh.
Hey, Nick. Yeah, and just to build off what you were just saying there, and when the defense plays better, it certainly makes the offense play better.
Yeah. Everything's connected to the hip bone. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
It's the way it works.
And the past couple games, Dak hasn't really looked like himself, and I think he knew that. And I think Schottenheimer's even play calling didn't look like they wanted it to, because they knew the defense was going to give stuff up. And last night, I think they got back into the rhythm. And they started looking better. And I think that's all connected, right?
Yeah.
The reason I called in today, I got a shout-out to Marvion Overshown. I know you were talking about him out of the break, but just the energy he brings, the passion he brings, and the resilience. I love it. I mean, hopefully we can keep building on this and go forward. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, Overshown. I mean, just having him back. I don't really have the play snaps and charts, but, it was just fun to watch the defense again. You just thought something big was going to happen. Even when they had to, punt and made the play down there, you just thought, all right, well, that's cool. You're going to get the ball at the 10. I thought there was going to be another turnover and maybe even a defensive touchdown. I mean, that's just because there was so much pressure there in the middle. So it was definitely fun. But yeah, in the offense, to your point about play calling, I was wrong. Because I said this last week on the show that, don't worry about the defense when you're calling plays. Get points. You need points. Let's, score some points here. And I thought 4th and goal from the 2-yard line, I would not have gone for it when it was 10-6. I wouldn't have gone. I'm kicking a field goal. I just feel like the Raiders are not scoring a lot of points. And so let's, just keep adding on to the points there. But, they call a timeout, and they know what they've got. They know what play calls, can work and not work. And they know, well, we've got this play where Ferguson's just going to go over the middle, and he's going to be wide open. And that's the thing. Pickens and CD are so valuable because that's what Ferguson's going to do. Do you really think, and no offense to these guys, but do you really think if it's Flanoy and Tolbert on the outside or Turpin that the middle's going to be wide open for your tight end? No, but that's what happens when you have dynamic players like that. They're making everybody better. So whatever it's going to take to re-sign Pickens, do it. Zach in Atlanta.
What's up, Nick in Frisco?
Hey, how are you?
I'm great, man. We have to keep Jeep. We have to keep Jeep. GP George Pickens, Jeep. We have to keep Jeep. He's amazing. He's electric. I love watching him play football. Great team performance. Raiders aside, I mean, we needed to win that game. I thought they played great for Marshawn Nealon. And you just said it, the defense. It feels like must-see TV again. When Micah was here, I wanted to watch defense because plays were being made, and I feel like we've got the pieces now, again, to enjoy our defensive performance. Certainly the front of the season was terrible. So it just feels good to watch defense again. And a lot of talk about how we can't win against the big dogs in the regular season.
Yeah.
We stack up trash wins. Hey, we've got some great competition. We talked about it, 4 games in 18 days or whatever. So here we go. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions. Let's get it. Keep Jeep. See y'all.
All right, Zach, appreciate that. I said this. I don't know if you guys have noticed this on Twitter. I'm trying something, just kind of my own little version of walk and talk. It's not going that well as far as me posting it from the plane and our terrible Wi-Fi there. But who cares? This whole it's the Raiders thing. Man, miss me with that. I don't care because it was the Cardinals too. The Cardinals they're just as bad. And the Cowboys had problems there. The Panthers, the Jets. I mean, these teams, Giants. I mean, you play who you play, and if the Cowboys had lost that game, okay, well then they have the same amount of wins as the Raiders. So it's not like they're that much further from that. They are a better team. They proved it, and they showed all that. But I hate that whole every single thing. Every tweet was, well, it's the Raiders, dude. Okay, well, I mean, I know this. Vegas didn't have the Cowboys winning by 17. I mean, you know what I mean? They handled business against a team that they're supposed to beat, and they did. And they went into their place, I think, and dominated them. Certainly sounded like a pro Cowboys crowd. All right, real quick. Brandon in Fresno. Brandon in Fresno. What's up, Brandon?
What's up, Nick? What's going on?
How are you?
Happy Victory Tuesday.
Thank you.
I just want to say the running game, that's what kind of just concerns me if we can keep this going. Aikman said it in the broadcast, Javonte Williams should be getting at least 20 touches, and that's where he was kind of at. But Malik Davis, do we have like a little duo going on there? I kind of liked Malik, what he was doing, kind of helped out the running game. Other than that, just keep it going and let's keep it rolling. And RIP Nealon.
All right, thank you, Brandon. They Malik Davis plays the way you would want. He plays like a guy that's trying to get on the roster. And he is. I mean, he's on the practice squad, but he runs that way, and that's what you want. You want a guy to be hungry. And he's been out of the league, back in the league, up and down off the practice squad. So he runs that way, and he's good to see. You want to run the ball, and they did, and they ran it well. The good thing about what's going on with Dak is that Dak has a controlled passing game too. That he gets the ball out quick and he finds the tight ends. He's got receivers that can catch the ball quick and kind of go make plays. So he knows where these guys are supposed to be. And I'm not saying you don't need to run the ball because you have to run it. And we know when you get this time of the season, you're going to have to run it. But I do like the way that they have this precise passing game. And we're definitely seeing that out of Dak in this offense. All right, let's go to break on Cowboys Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's Best Shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline presented by Gillette. Now we're able to get to the meat of the show here, and nothing against the callers, the first 7 callers. We appreciate that, but those Tuesday rapid-fire shows where we're taping TV segments is not easy, especially after a win and after these Monday night games. So now we're working. I'm not saying we're not going to go quick. We still want to go quick and try to get as many calls in because everyone wants to talk about the games, but little different in the timing aspect of it. All right, Rob in Vegas, what is up?
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. How was the game on the big screen TV?
It was better than expected. It was the perfect get-right game. I mean, with all the new players coming in and obviously the situation that took place, it was just what they needed. It was great that I couldn't believe how many Cowboy fans were there. The Raider fans sold out. They sold those tickets, and the man, I think.
Well, that's what. Didn't your son do the same thing?
He sure did.
Yeah,
he sure did. I don't even know how much he made, but I'm sure it was a lot. That's the big fish.
Did you have any FOMO at all about not being there?
Yes, when. It was such a domination. I was laughing. I looked at my wife and said, "We should have went to this one." But
yeah.
But it was great. It was great to see. He got on the field a couple games ago. It was like Carson. Like Carson, we didn't see him at all. Training camp, nowhere. And it's like he slipped on the field. And ever since that guy's been on the field, he's been playing really good. And he kind of came out of nowhere. I totally forgot about him.
Yeah.
It just shows that, listen, we were all, pretty much all, yelling about Eberflus, he can't coach. It's all about the players.
Mm-hmm.
Players make the coach. I don't care. And you looked at last night, you got Quentin Williams, you said it. You used to call Micah the diaper. Well, now you may have a new diaper. It's amazing how great Bland looked. Bland looked like Dion.
Whoa.
I mean,
right.
you had You had guys just making plays. Even number 59, I forget his
Murray. Yeah.
Murray makes a play. It's just amazing that when the defensive line puts pressure on the quarterback, and don't get me wrong, Gino Casino is nothing good. They're dying to get rid of him here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But it's just, when you put pressure on the quarterback, that's how you affect the game. And George Pickens is just fun. George Pickens is Des Bryant, Michael Irvin, all rolled into one. You have to keep him because you'll always be searching for him.
Mm-hmm.
That was the sad thing about Micah. You're always looking for that guy. Well, you're going to if you get rid of George, you'll be right back in the boat either through the draft, looking for him. Well, you got him. I know it's expensive, but if you're going to carry Dak for another few years and you want to maximize him, then you have to do it. But it was a great win. Now, yes, the gauntlet is here now.
Here we go.
This is the gauntlet.
Yeah.
So here we go.
All right.
So let's see, let's carry it. But, hey, great win. I hope you enjoyed Vegas. The weather sucked, I know, because it's raining now. But I'm hope you guys had a good time.
We did. And thank you, Rob. Thank you for the call. And I want to use this time to kind of send a shout-out to Paul in Vancouver. Paul was there. He's called a few times. He was there, I think, with his brother. And we picked a good restaurant because we found Paul found us, and I'm just gonna say picked up the tab. So what do you think, Beam? Pretty good shout out to Paul.
Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome. He I think he goes to one game a year. We saw him in Carolina last year. So anyways, very very gracious. Didn't have to do that. But it was awesome to see him, and we have a video we'll show at some point. He wanted me to sign a Darren Woodson jersey. So next time we get Woody in here, we're gonna show him. I'm gonna show him that. That was kind of weird, but it was still funny. Vegas was great. I love what you said, Rob. I love that quote. If you don't keep Pickens, you're always gonna be looking for him. And if you think you're gonna be looking for him, then why don't you just keep him? And so. That's well said. I mean, it's not a concept that we don't realize, but when you just say it that way, I think it's very on point there. And so there's no way. There's just no way he brings so much attitude to you. Now, what happened in the game, for them to both be looks like they were missing meetings or were late to things together. That's not good. However, I'll say this. If you're going to look at the glass half full, you get two stud wide receivers, right? Are they hanging out? I mean, now, you want them to do the right thing, and I don't think anything was that bad. They missed a series, and it was noticeable. I mean, they had to punt. But I like the fact that they're hanging out. They like each other. I mean, this is one guy gets the ball here, one guy gets to here, and then when the contract comes in, it's going to be one of those things. Hopefully they are this one big, unit, and everybody eats type of mentality. But man, it was good to see. All right, Travis in San Antonio's next. Travis.
Nick, happy Victory Tuesday.
All right, thanks, man. How are you?
I'm good. I am currently just passed through Anna, Texas. Going to be going through Frisco right now.
All right.
Pretty soon.
All right.
Driving home to Michigan to see the family, which is a 23-hour drive, and spend about a month and a half there to see the family. So for the holidays.
So you're at the part of the game where like Dak fumbled, Max Crosby. I mean, you're like early in the game here of this drive. I mean, we haven't even gotten started yet. You're still in Texas.
Yeah, I had the fumble. The fumble, Max Crosby fumble, Nick, was the 75 north traffic. So.
Well, you know what? Just like the game, I hope it's smooth sailing from then on.
Oh, yeah. You know what? After last week, Nick,
there was safety at the end. You know what I mean? You got to have safety.
That too.
On your trip.
But yeah, after last week, a long drive, everyone was like, "Oh, that's a really long way. You're driving home." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it is a long drive, but after when you get things put in perspective last week, it's a blessing to be able to go back home for a month and a half and see family." So, can't complain about it.
Yeah, and you're just going to stay in Michigan until the Detroit game, right?
Basically through the new year, yep. So I'll be surrounded by my Detroit Lions family while I'm watching that game, so need a W there.
Nice.
But real quick on the game, I know people have probably been highlighting it. I'm going to highlight it anyways. If anybody was still on the fence, Nick, and I know you're probably not, I know you're not, but if anybody was still on the fence about keeping 4 first-round picks and, those just draft and develop, and I mean, if you didn't see the impact, and I know it was a plus matchup for us because the Las Vegas Raiders O-line had some injuries. But if you didn't see the impact from Quinnen last night, I can't help you. I mean,
Right.
The sack and a half and 4 hits in the first half, Nick. And then real quick, and I'll let you go, I want you to just talk about this. We always talk about the impact of a DT, and, sometimes the stats and the stat line don't necessarily equate. Well, there were a couple plays in that game where other guys made tackles, right? But I was texting a buddy, and I was like, that was Quinnen. Because, there was a play where he grabbed Genty's ankle and allowed 2 guys to make the play. And then there was one on the sideline where Overshown made the play, but it was actually from Quinnen's penetration that made Genty go more lateral and kind of strung that play out. So I just want you to talk about, we've been missing those, hidden plays from a DT like that and his impact, even just assisting other guys.
Yeah.
So just want to let you guys know that. Glad you guys are back safe, and happy Victory Tuesday. Talk to you later.
I appreciate that, and yes, that's what a defensive tackle. That's what the great ones do. They take up space and they force the offensive line and the protection to make a decision. Now, let's be clear about this, and maybe this is something that could be said later in the week, but I think it needs to be pointed out. We didn't know what to expect on defense, where guys were going to line up and play and how they were going to rotate and all that kind of stuff. We didn't know what to expect. Neither did the Raiders. The Eagles will have a better understanding of what the Cowboys are trying to do and how they're going to play. And this is the cat and mouse game that, they're going to have to come back here and kind of on a short week and, alter some things and switch it up. And I think with, maybe Overshown playing a little more and Logan Wilson didn't get into a lot of stuff, maybe he'll get in there a little bit more. So you still want to be able to have some wrinkles, some things out there that'll just be a little confusing on tape for Jalen Hurts when he's under center and shotgun or whatever. So that's kind of what happens. And we had some people on the show said the same thing about the offense. You think maybe teams have figured out what they're trying to do with Ferguson and Javonte and these receivers, and kind of that's why the offense kind of slowed down a little bit. That's what happens in this league. You always got to stay a couple steps ahead of them. All right, Dylan in Northport, Florida. Dylan.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, good. I got the name for this episode, man. It's Easy Pickens, because that's what he makes it look like. Everything is just easy. He's so smooth.
Easy Pickens. That's it.
Yeah, there you go, man. I'm going to need a royalty on that, though, if you use it. So
No, that's it. And I love that. And at the end of the show, I'm always like, oh, man, I forgot to send the title and description and trying to figure it out. But that's it. Easy Pickens. I hope
whatever your ad revenue is from this episode, 3%, I'll take it.
3%? Okay, 3%. Hold on. Because I get – hold on. Yeah, zero. Sorry. It's 0. It's 3%. Yeah, I actually do 5%. 5% of 0. Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
100%.
Hey,
yeah.
I love that. You know what? If you guys want to incorporate, I think this show should be whatever. I'm all for that. Start titling the shows. This is great.
Oh, yeah, dude. So
I might have opened up a can of worms. I don't want to. All right. I like this one, though.
He and CD, dude. I don't know why. Somebody called in earlier, I forget, and I see it all over Twitter. People are trying to figure out, is CD better or is Pickens better? Who the hell cares, man? Cowboys financially are going to figure out how to keep both. They got all these levers to pull. They're going to keep both. They make each other and everybody else better. They're tight. They're hanging out, like you were saying. They're doing everything together, even getting in trouble together. Why try to, even talk about breaking up this party? Let's just roll with this party through the end of Dak's contract and then figure out the money after that. Why are we trying to play that game? But listen, I love your after the games to your little videos that you do, a couple minutes. I told you I read that. I really like those, but
yeah.
I'm getting a lot of feedback from people too in the spaces and stuff. They're liking those videos and kind of a candid, just quick thoughts. 2-3 minutes. It's really good, dude. I really like it.
I was thinking about I need a mic. You actually said you don't think so. You think I need to keep it just kind of.
Nah, because it feels like it's more authentic with that one. We're just talking to you on the phone or something. It just feels more authentic.
Yeah.
You're walking around the field. It's just cool. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I know it's not it's not just an idea. I mean, it's not my idea. I mean, I've seen other people do it. What was funny is that I've seen it done, with other teams, and I watch them, and it's like 10, 12 minutes long, 15 minutes, And so I did a couple, and there were 3 minutes, and the feedback that I'm getting is that's too long. It's too long. Make it quick. And I'm thinking, wow, from what I've seen is like 10 to 15 minutes, but I can't get the 3-minute one to load up on Twitter, so I can't even imagine 15 minutes. But we'll find. I think last night was 2.5 minutes. That was fine. And I'm gonna try to do more of those. So if you guys see it, like and subscribe. Right? There's no subscription, but I guess like it, share it, whatever. It's cool. All right, let's go to Rick, St. Charles, Missouri. Rick.
Hey, Nick. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm with you. I really do enjoy disruptive defense, and I'm glad to see it. I like seeing the other quarterback get hit, and there was quite a bit of that going on. And, I don't want anybody hurt, but if a quarterback's going to move around or whatever, he needs to be hit. He needs to be put on the ground. The other thing I thought was kind of interesting in a deja vu kind of way was to see how wide open Pickens appeared to be at times, and then when he cut back inside the 10-yard line and just strolled into the end zone, how did that happen? Because in the background on TV, you could see probably at least 3 Raiders players that he just kind of walked by.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't understand that at all. But anyway, then and lastly, I probably was a little premature on my movie comment, but I got to say, winning is it's like better than losing, and I'm tired of looking ahead. I just want to look at the next opponent, and so right now, let's get win number 5 with the Eagles, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah. I think that's all you can do is look at what's next here, and it's when you think about 17 days, a 17 days span to play 4 football games, and the Eagles, Chiefs, Lions right after this doesn't get easier at all. You got to stay healthy, but the Eagles, you've already played them once this year. They didn't have Jalen Carter in that game. But he played pretty well against them, but second half just didn't make the plays. CD with uncharacteristic drops in that game, but you felt like you could play with them. The Eagles win games. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Do they blow people out? No, not really, but they win games. So it's going to be a challenge, but I don't think it's one where the Cowboys can't go up there. I mean, they're at home and they can't compete. I think they will. I think it'll be a fun game, and I think this game will tell a lot about just where this team is. Because it was a good win against the Raiders, but you haven't beaten anybody with a winning record this year. I mean, they got 4 wins. Giants, Jets, Commanders, Raiders, and you've tied the Packers. But you haven't beaten anybody with a winning record. So why don't you go do that? Why don't you change that up and do it? All right, let's go. Next caller is Esteban in Austin.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing much better after that Arizona loss. I was kind of, the rest of the season looked like it was just going to be a real tragic. Just kind of wasn't looking forward to it at all. But now I'm pumped. I'm excited after the trades. I feel like whatever happens the rest of the way, it'll be enjoyable, and at least they'll be competitive. I love seeing last night Pickens and CD kind of shaking off whatever happens during the week, and being able to just enjoy it. And Shoddy kind of just the way he handled the whole thing. I liked seeing him establish his authority in the team, but just kind of at the same time not making it about him, making it about the team, and just kind of giving them just a little reminder of what needs to be what needs to happen. But with CD this whole season, I've kind of noticed a little bit of a loss of focus, and even in that 4th and 2 drop at the end of the game, it almost felt like he wasn't laying it all out. Like he's playing a little hesitant. I don't know if that's just he's playing with the lost folks. What do you think about that?
I don't know. We have seen more drops this year. The Eagle game for sure. I know there's been some others. I mean, I think he's playing. I think he's playing well. I don't really see that as a huge problem. But yeah, I mean, cost me breakfast sandwich here. I think we would have done the Whataburger 40 burgers if he would have scored that touchdown and got to the 40. And that was a clear Schottenheimer. All right, hold on. Do you have another point?
No, that was it. No.
Okay, Esteban, great to hear from you.
Thanks,
a couple
buddy.
of things that you said I want to kind of touch on with Schottenheimer. First of all,
yeah, I'll take that.
Him and his relationship with. Let's end the call here, Chris. Can we end the call? There we go. His relationship with Pete Carroll was evident. I don't think I've ever seen a kneel down on the other side of the 2-minute warning. I'm all about being classy and all that kind of stuff, but I think you still got to play football. I mean, I'm not kneeling down to give it back to the. I think you got to play football. And it's not a fantasy football type thing or whatever, But you at least play to the 2-minute warning. I would have kicked the field goal probably and gone up 20, 36-16, whatever. But he didn't do that, and that's fine. But the biggest thing about the accountability part, do the right thing. Miss a meeting, is it a big deal? Well, if you didn't do it. I mean, it's one of those things. If everybody missed the meeting, then why do it? You know what I mean? So yeah, it is a big deal. But when you're making moves like that and you're making decisions on these guys sitting down, you're telling everybody that. Young players. Ryan, you think Ryan Flanoy wants to miss a meeting? You know what I mean? I mean, like any of these guys, and that's what you have to do. And that hadn't always happened here. I give credit to Pickens and CD. Now, hear me out. It's not just they obviously weren't doing the right things, but you know what? They sat there, they took it, came back, and they balled out. We had a receiver around here, Terrell Owens. That stuff like that wasn't happening. Now the behind the scene things were every now and again, but it's hard to do those type of things and say, all right, well, you're gonna be benched here or whatever, and then. Just because of the player and the reaction, and you want to kind of keep everything, and even, Keel and all that. But the problem is then you got the other receivers, other players that look up to them and go, well, what are the rules here? And so you do want the rules to be the same. I'm not saying you treat everybody the same way, but the rules need to be pretty much the same way for everybody. And I love the way Shotty handled that. All right, let's go to JR in Avondale, Arizona.
Morning, Nick. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Getting better. Hey, talking about the game last night, when Jonah Williams, when he played with Quinnen Williams in Alabama, he said trying to block Quinnen Williams like trying to grab a bar of soap. Just when you think you got it, slips out the other side. Then you get it again, it slips out the other side. I think you saw that last night. Can't block the guy. He's been on bad teams, and right now we're not a great team, but he's on a better team now, and you're going to see the same kind of thing out of this guy week in and week out. I've watched him play a lot. He's the best addition Jerry's done in a long time.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched the film last night, but there's a play where, and I think it's Kenny Clark, he literally launches the guard. The guard was flying through the air. It was unbelievable. I've never seen a 300-pound man fly backwards like that. But
yeah, Kenny Clark was balling. I mean, like he was definitely playing. I mean, those three defensive tackles were just out of their mind.
And as you've always said, you saw how much better the defensive backfield plays when you get a pass rush, especially that inside rush. And it's coming this week, and I don't want to get too far ahead of the week, but the Eagles their offensive line is beat up, and I think these guys are going to eat this weekend. I can't wait for this game.
Yeah.
I think they're going to beat up those backup linemen. It's going to be ugly for the Eagles. That's my prediction. Anyway, Pickens ain't going anywhere because when you double-team CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens just destroyed you. That's what happened last night. I think they couldn't cover the Cowboys receivers the first game of the year. They ain't going to cover them Sunday either. So I'm fired up about this game, and I'll call back, but have a great day.
Thanks.
Go Cowboys.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate that. And, yeah, we'll talk about the Eagles all week long. There's no doubt about it. Let's take another break here on Cowboys Storyline. I'll be right back.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that's sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back here. Really quick to wrap up the show on Cowboys Storyline. You know, Cowboys with a big win on Monday against the Raiders, 4-5-1. Here comes the gauntlet. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, all within the next really 16 days stretch there. But, hey, the Cowboys have got to, figure it out. The Eagles obviously are going to be, a lot better than the Raiders. We know that. Now they're going to be banged up. Their offensive line won't be fully intact. Lane Johnson, I think, is going to miss the game, but they always have good backups. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see if the Cowboys can get over the hump and beat the Eagles. All right, for Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. We will see you next time on Cowboys Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!